Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to a new cycle on Global Television coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Anthony Momodu. The Senate has passed a bill for an act to amend the implementation of the 2023 Supplementary Appropriation Bill till 31st December 2024. The implementation of the 2023 supplementary would run side by side with that of 2024, which stands at 28.78 trillion naira. The passage followed the emergency plenary convened, which was presided by the President of the Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio. After clause-by-clause consideration of the bill and after the Committee of Supply, the bill was then read the third time and passed. The 2023 supplementary budget bill was sponsored by the Senate leader, Senator Opeyemi Bamidele, APC Ekiti Central, for its implementation to be extended. As the proposed traditional institution law controversy rages in Sokoto State, the state's High Court has issued an order restraining Governor Ahmed Aliyu from sacking two of the 15 district heads his government had earlier removed from their seats. The order was sought separately by Buhari Tambuwa and Abubakar Kazim, the district heads of Tambuwa and Kebe respectively, who are among the rulers removed by the state government on the allegation of insubordination and aiding security in the state. The presiding judge, Justice Kabiru Ahmed, however, ordered the governor, his attorney general, and Sokoto Sultanate Council to revert to status quo pending the determination of the suit filed before him by the complainants, who were represented by Professor Ibrahim Abdullahi. The federal government and the academic staff of universities have ended their closed-door meeting with an agreement that all contentious issues will be amicably resolved to avert a strike. The parties also agreed to kickstart a communication process to avert the planned industrial actions by the union. The meeting had in attendance the two ministers overseeing education, Professor Tahir Mamman and Dr. Yusuf Sununu, as well as other top officials on the ministry and the federal government's team. Leading the union's team, ASU President Professor Emmanuel Osodeke said the negotiation process had begun while hoping that the federal government would follow up on what has been agreed on. The Nigerian Education Loan Fund has approved the disbursement of student loans to successful applicants. The fund held its inaugural board meeting, marking a milestone in its mission to support students with financial aid. Under the leadership of its chairman, Jim Ovia, the board approved the immediate disbursement of student loans to successful applicants. Nigeria Governors Forum has assured Nigerians and the organized labor that better minimum wage will result from ongoing negotiations. The governors had previously rejected federal government's proposals of 62,000 naira, stating that some states would need to borrow money to pay salaries. Despite these, organized labor continues to demand a wage of 250,000 naira. The governors chose to hold an emergency meeting after the Federal Executive Council meeting postponed the minimum wage discussions to allow President Bola Tinubu to conduct broader consultations. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency and the Chartered Risk Management Institute of Nigeria have announced plans to collaborate in strengthening and promoting best practices in risk management within the agency. These developments emerged from a courtesy visit when the CRMI representatives led by Registrar and Chief Executive Victor Olanye met with the NIMET Director General and CEO Charles Anosike. It was noted in a statement that Olanye briefed Anosike on CRMI's activities, including membership categories, upcoming events, and risk management education opportunities. The federal government has launched an investigation into the alleged unauthorized sale of national identification number following revelations that the personal data of Nigerians were available for purchase online at a fee. The revelation has sparked widespread concern regarding the protection of individual privacy rights and potential economic repercussions. The Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani, while addressing the issue, confirmed he had begun discussions with the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, on the matter. The federal government plans to conduct a drug use survey as part of its effort to combat drug abuse and develop preventive measures. President Bola Tinubu said this at an event held in Abuja to commemorate the 2024 United Nations International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Drug Trafficking. It said the survey, to be conducted soon, will help the government break the vicious cycle of drug abuse, safeguarding teeming youth from falling prey to the illicit act and ensure proper resource allocation to address the issue effectively. The immediate past governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, has urged the Federal High Court in Kaduna to quash the report of the State House of Assembly indicting him of 432 billion naira theft. In a suit filed by his lawyer, El-Rufai said the Assembly breached his right to fair hearing by not inviting him in the course of the probe. He is therefore urging the court to declare the report of the Assembly Ad Hoc Committee null and void. The Nigerian Military High Command says its troops have neutralized 2,245 combatants arrested, 3,682 terrorists, and rescued 1,993 kidnapped hostages in the second quarter of 2024. Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, disclosed this in his quarterly briefing with defense correspondents in Abuja. Kikelomo Okere tells us more.
Troops of Operation Adinkai in the northeast neutralized over 800 terrorists, arrested over 900 suspects, and rescued more than 500 kidnapped hostages, while a total of over 400 Boko Haram terrorist combatants and their families surrendered. Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, further stated that Operation Safe Haven and Wild Stroke in the northeast neutralized more than 200 violent extremists between April and June 2024.
Posture of troops secured the release of several of the kidnapped hostages and has significantly curtailed the activities of terrorists and violent extremists operating in the area. During the second quarter of the year, troops of Operation Wild Stroke neutralized 138 terrorists, arrested 377 suspects, and rescued 204 kidnapped hostages.
It says the troops of Operation Delta Safe during the period under review also neutralized 14 violent extremists and arrested more than 400 persons involved in crude oil theft. In the southeast region, the director says the troops of Operation Udoka neutralized over 100 terrorists, arrested over 300 suspects, and rescued over 100 kidnapped hostages.
The troops of Operation Delta Safe maintained the momentum against the activities of crude oil theft during the second quarter of the year 2024. The troops continue to fight and destroy illegal refining sites, as well as arrest the perpetrators of oil theft. The troops of Operation Udoka neutralized 180 terrorists and violent extremists.
The Military High Command reiterated its commitment to keep up with the fighting spirit and maintain the stamina in the front lines. Kikelomo Okere, Global Television News.
Katsina State says it has recorded 118 suspected cholera cases while the incident management system has been activated in the state. The incident manager and director of epidemiology at the State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Kabir Suleiman, disclosed this at a press conference, stating that it is fully prepared to prevent its spread and other vaccine-preventable outbreaks in the state. The State Primary Healthcare Development Agency said it has also activated its incident management system as part of measures taken by the state government to ensure that cholera outbreak is being managed. A non-governmental organization has called on families to join in the fight against illicit drug in Nigeria. Speaking at the 2024 Women and Family Drug Education Program in Abuja, Rejoice Henry Wesley says the program is organized to tackle the problem of drug abuse from a family perspective. Kike Lomo Okere reports.
Drug abuse is an issue that transcends boundaries, as such can affect any families, regardless of its socio-economic status, religious or educational background. The convener of the event, Rejoice Henry Wesley, emphasized the crucial role the family can play in preventing drug abuse, adding that the event is aimed to raise awareness about the danger and substance abuse among the young people.
Education reduces the drug abuse, substance abuse by 50%. My advice to the women is for them to stay close to their children, look out for the signs, be their children's friends so that they don't go out there to make friends with people who are into substance abuse. And for the family, for mothers to also enlighten the children and let them know the dangers of abuse of drugs.
Stakeholders at the event says the event is also aimed at addressing critical issues of drug and substance abuse through education and policy advocacy.
And the reason is that drug abuse is taking over in our society and more women are involved in this. And this is affecting families negatively. With this program, Grace Thomas is bringing in more information from different facilitators and people who have experienced, this before, to enable family members of these people using drugs or even people who intend to go into it, for them to know the effect and also for the family members to know what to do.
Any family that is not properly addressed, there will be issues. And so we need, with what they are doing now, at least we have been able to tell the families the things they are supposed to do, the coping strategies that they need to use in case there's any issue, and the way they should talk to their children.
The Women and Family Drug Education Program embodies a strong commitment to fostering drug-free families and communities. Kike Lomo Okere, Global Television News.
You're watching News Cycle coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times Channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using our Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When News Cycle returns, Katsina records 118 suspected cholera cases. These and other stories coming right after this break. Do stay with us.
It's time for sports' biggest moments on global television. The headlines, scores, breaking news and commentaries on sporty events. Talking with the biggest players, strikers, and about the slam dunks and goals, stunning saves, near misses and upsets. Let's talk about the greatest home runs, comebacks, knockdowns and victories. Talk sports with the king of sports, Anthony Momodou. Weekdays, 10 a.m. Don't miss out. For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight.
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on global televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society.
With every
Welcome back. This is Global Television, bringing you live broadcasts of News Cycle. Thank you for staying with us. On the foreign scene, as temperatures rose in southern Pakistan, so did the body count. The Adil Ambulance Service says it usually takes around 30 to 40 people to the Karachi City Morgue daily. However, over the last 6 days, it has collected some 568 bodies, 141 of them on Tuesday alone. While it is not clear what the cause of death each case is, the rising number of deaths came as temperatures in Karachi soared. Moving to Bolivia, Bolivian police have arrested the leader of an apparent attempted coup hours after the presidential palace in La Paz was stormed by soldiers. Hundreds of troops and armored vehicles had taken up position on the Borrello Square, where the government buildings are located. One armored vehicle smashed down the main gate of the presidential palace, allowing soldiers to enter. Junior hospital doctors in England have begun a 5-day strike, a week before a general election in which the state of the publicly funded National Health Service is a major issue. It follows nearly a dozen similar actions by doctors below the specialist consultant level over the last 18 months. The NHS is grappling with massive backlog caused by the COVID-19 pandemic and worsened by the repeated doctor strikes. An increasingly dissatisfied public also face long waits to see a doctor at their local surgery, in addition to delays associated with operations and starting cancer treatment. In business, the domestic crude oil supply crisis that recently led to accusations and denials in the oil sector may warrant an investment plunge in the industry. Operators at the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry said the crisis may damage the confidence of international oil companies and investors in refineries. This came as a section of the 650,000 capacity Dangote Petroleum Refinery caught fire, sparking reactions on social media as videos of the incident went viral. The management of the facility, however, allayed fears about the incident as it stated that the situation had been put under control, adding that no one was harmed by the fire outbreak. In the past week, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited said it uncovered another 165 illegal refineries in various locations across the Niger Delta. According to an NNPC documentary between June 15 and 21st, about 400 incidents of oil theft and vandalism were reported by both the government and private security agencies. It was said that 69 illegal connections were discovered and disconnected in Bayelsa and Rivers States. It noted that no fewer than 8 cases of oil spills owing to vandalism or illegal connections were reported across the region. Kano Electricity Distribution Company has dragged the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria before the High Court of Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, over unlawful interference, resulting in revenue losses up to the tune of 5.3 billion naira. The lawsuit is in counter-action taken by the distribution company following the rejection of the new tariff hike by the manufacturers. Kano branch and its over 41-member affiliate to boycott payment of the new tariff to the power distributor through a court injunction the association obtained on behalf of the maximum demand consumers on Band A in the 3 states of Kano, Katsina, and Jigawa. The Central Bank of Nigeria says it will discontinue the foreign exchange price verification system portal used by importers from July 1st. It also noted that the price verification report will no longer be a requirement for the completion of a Form M, which is the declaration of intention to import physical goods into Nigeria. In sport, Manchester United are interested in signing Ademola Lookman this summer and are willing to put in an offer of €60 million to get him, according to reports in Italy. Lookman enjoyed a spectacular season at Atlanta, including scoring a hat-trick in the Europa League final against Bayer Leverkusen. It was a triumph which saw Lauder win the first piece of continental silverware. This iconic display capped off a campaign in which the Nigerian winger netted 17 times and registered 10 assists across all competitions. Spain says it will send 313 police officers to Paris to bolster security for this summer's Olympic Games as France remains on high alert following attack threats. The officers, including bomb deactivation experts and sniffer dog teams, will be deployed in response to a request from France for foreign assistance with game security, the Spanish Interior Ministry said in a statement on its website. According to the statement, the French authorities, through their embassy in Madrid, requested the ministry last January to deploy members of the Spanish State Security Force and Corps on the occasion of the upcoming Olympic and Paralympic Games this summer. Bidzima Ivanishvili, the former Prime Minister of Georgia, has pledged to give £8.4 million to the nation's football team after they beat Portugal at Euro 2024. Georgia, managed by former French defender Willy Sagnol, overcame Portugal 2-0 for the last 16 stage, where they will face Spain. Ivanishvili, who founded the ruling Georgian Dream political party and became Prime Minister of the country in 2012, said the win against Portugal is a historic and dream victory. One of Australia's most celebrated swimmers has announced her retirement from the sport after failing to qualify for this year's Olympics in Paris. Kate Campbell announced that it was time to officially say goodbye to the dream she had since she was 9 years old. In a social media post on a week after bowing out of the Australian Olympic trials in Brisbane, Campbell missed out on what would have been her 5th Games team when she fell short of qualification for the 100 meters and 50 meters freestyle event. A veteran of 4 Olympics, she has won 8 Olympic medals, broken 7 world records, and is one of the most recognizable faces in Australian sports. A report by the La Provence Olympic says the Marseille pursuit of Leicester's Wilfred Ndidi has taken a significant hit. It had been earlier reported that Marseille had been in contact with the Nigerian midfielder who is coming to end his contract in England. However, as reported by a Marseille-based outlet, there are a few issues that are standing in the way of the club completing a move for the midfielder, with the club attempting to cut its wage bill by a third after missing out on European football in a turbulent season. And that's how we call it a wrap on the news cycle. I am Anthony Momodio. Good evening.